Hi Taurus, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a timeless tarot reading. So whenever you find yourself guided or drawn to this video, it's most definitely meant for you. And I do want to thank you so much for joining me, but I also want to remind you in this moment to go ahead and like this video. Do leave me a comment about your situation down below. Share the video if you could, and of course subscribe to this lovely channel if you haven't done so already. And when subscribing, don't forget to hit that little notification bell with the word all highlighted. More importantly, when meditating on your energy overall for the reading, the message that came through was, why are you judging me? Why are you judging me? So with that said, let's get started. So let's get started by doing some shuffling. We're going to pull some cards from the Light Seers Tarot deck. And do keep in mind, general timeless read for the sign of Taurus, whatever it ends up placing in within your chart. As I struggle. And if you are joining to hear about a Taurus in your life, you're more than welcome to join, of course. But because it's general, make sure to take what resonates along the way and discard the rest. Leave it for someone else. But as well, I'm accepting requests for personal readings at this time. All you gotta do is shoot down to the description box below, where you'll see the options, pricing, and my email, which you'll utilize to contact me. And I will get that started for you right away, okay? So to begin for our lovely Tauruses, thank you, Spirit, for Taurus. For whatever reason, I'm feeling a little bit disappointed, a little bit sad within your energy. Potentially a hint of being a bit flustered too. We have two so far, as you can see. Move them down. Keep them coming for Taurus. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Couple more. What else do we have for Taurus? They don't want these. What else do we have? Thanks, Spirit. Thanks, Spirit, for Taurus. Oh, shit. Bear with me. You want them all in the upright. Minus this one. Okay. It's a hefty amount of cards. Bear with me as I straighten them all out. Okay. So we're beginning with the Two of Wands. Is this enough? This isn't enough. Feeling out of place, or feeling like certain areas of your life or situations you're wrapped up with, even if it means certain people you're involved with, just aren't fulfilling enough. Feeling truly judged right off the bat is what's coming through now, from energies that you're surrounded with or wrapped up with. Leaving you feeling out of place or misunderstood, or simply just longing for more from life. Where to go from here? You know, finding yourself drifting mentally to dreamland, to fantasyland, to what you would consider an ideal life, or breaking it down. So for some of you, just imagining a situation being more ideal in general. It can improve if you choose to move it in that direction, if it's one area or your life in general. But for some of you, feeling as if your changes need to happen on a larger scale, needing to switch things up to foresee different results. Why do you have to judge me? I mean, it's too much at times, leaving you, pushing you to this mental land, if you will, this dreamy state of being. And I'm hearing, let's just move away. For some of you, finding that one person, or more than maybe two people at most, understand you while the rest don't, or you simply feel less judged by one or two individuals, feeling the need to, or desiring at times to just separate yourself from all of these stresses of life, or the other people that judge you within your situations. And we're moving on to the Five of Wands. Feeling a little bit shaky, a little bit on edge due to certain energies you're wrapped up with, or just the effects of the judgments that are just flying in side by side with their hefty opinions, feeling like things are just too loud and too chaotic, too much for you to handle at times. Once again, pushing you to that dreamy state of being, that longing for more, wanting to kind of escape, run away with those who understand you. Some of you Tauruses out there feel as if nobody understands you, or feel as if everybody in your life at this time is judging you. And you just don't understand why. It's like, I'm a pretty damn great individual, you know? Misunderstood, to say the least, and just not given the credit you deserve at times, you know? If I escape, will it help? If I escape all of the chaos, at least, am I able to kind of get back to a centered, stable way of being, at least mentally and emotionally, so that way I can come back and not feel as flustered in the moment. Your judgments are unnecessary and they're adding to the chaos in my own mind. And Spirit's saying, well, then Taurus, do what you have to do. If that means making certain adjustments, then so be it. If it means implementing more self-care routines or stepping away and doing your own thing once again to minimize the effects of all of which, then again, do what you have to do. And if people feel the need to judge you or throw their opinions towards you for doing what's right for you, and then they need to take a seat. Spirit said exactly. It's time for people to take a seat and let Taurus live their life in the way they wish to, and watch it, you know, as they watch for things sort of start to fall into place for you naturally as I stumble on my words. And I'm hearing, as I say that, that's because people are making Taurus nervous. We're moving on to the Magician. Being in a very mentally, what feels like a lonely state of being, or just feeling the need to, again, separate yourself from all of the stresses that surround you at this time, the judgment, to say the least. Spirit's saying it's perfect time to zone in on certain skill sets that you have, whether it's, you know, creative ones, or, you know, developing new knowledge, or simply working on your manifestation skills. What do you desire most right now? What changes do you desire most in your life? They're important, they matter, and they're possible, most importantly. You can move towards them while manifesting them, remembering that you can't just sort of hope for them, dream for them, long for them in a hopeful way and in a positive, optimistic way, and expect for them to unravel. Part of manifesting, and you'll get certain reminders from Spirit in the universe of this, is taking that action towards it, you know, starting to take those first few steps as you believe in it 1000%. And Spirit saying, well, at this time, let's discard any little bit of pessimistic views within you. Horribly put, let's take any lack of hope and throw it out the window. And then at the same time, it's like you need to kind of be the Queen of Swords in your situation. Ask yourself, take a step back if you need be, and view things from a different perspective and say, well, then who and what in my life is kind of pushing me towards this pessimistic way of being, or making me feel this little bit of sadness on the surface, you know, when I'm trying to stay positive or just get things done? What changes need to be made when it comes to people, places, and situations in my life, but also to oneself, to my personal habits, the way I cope with, the way I approach or at times react to certain judgments and situations. I need to view your life as more colorful, and again, make certain changes moving forward to minimize the conflict, the judgment, and to bring that color back into your life if you feel it's been escaping you recently. We're moving on to the Ace of Swords. Overthink, overthink, overthink is what I heard. Needing to simplify, needing to, again, utilize this time to zone in and perfect certain skills to improve oneself in your situation, to kind of sort through this and that, rather than allow yourself to overthink things to the point of maybe depression or that sadness increasing. Some of you just simply letting that judgment and those opinions get the best of you at times. Where to go from here, and it's you sort of trying to mull things over in your mind, at times thinking about one thing that somebody said to you or a situation that occurred and how you reacted, and just kind of breaking it down and overthinking that small thing, overthinking what they said and how it affected you, or overthinking how you reacted, or your lack of which. At times feeling like you just stop in your tracks and can't even speak or express yourself or defend yourself when people are judging you or throwing out their opinions because of anxiety, or because you just simply don't know what to frickin' say. But then, you step away and you're in your own energy, or you're with people you're comfortable with, and you overthink it, and then all the words start coming to you. You could then speak your mind, but it's in the moment when you're like, well, damn, where was this? I can't really figure out what to say. All of which frustrating you, and just piling on top of the aggravation that already exists within your life. Feeling a little bit somber, a little bit down, a bit depleted, and Spirit saying, well, you're overthinking, and the way you're kind of taking something small and making it bigger in your own mind, even though you don't express that to other people at times, is making you more depleted, and you know that. It's a habit you need to work on. Nobody's perfect, nobody expects you to be. And some of these people who are judging you at times will come off that way, right? Where they expect you to be a level of perfection, or to do things exactly how they do it, and that's just not the way it's going to happen moving forward. And now I'm hearing, let your mind shine. Your beautiful Taurus brain, let it shine in a way that's more simplistic moving forward. As I was forced to take a moment to pause the reading due to background noise outside, Spirit, interestingly enough, shuffled up and changed a song for me, for you, for the reading. It was just came to me, and I started singing, and it went, let's get it together and be all right. You know that song, and that's obviously not the exact lyrics, but what they're trying to say is, moving through what these troubles, allowing yourself to kind of get yourself together mentally, emotionally, and just realize, and if not, Spirit and the universe will remind you, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be all right. You'll get through this. Seven of Swords to move on to the second half of the spread. This is coming through in two different ways. On one level, it's your energy feeling very secretive, feeling like with all the judgment and opinions floating around and zooming towards you, no need to tell everybody about what you're planning to do next or what's going on with you. Feeling like, I'm going to internalize it and keep it to myself. I'm just going to kind of, in a very secretive way, plan for what's next. And if it surprises people, so be it. But learning from your past, and realizing that overcomplicating things, that telling certain people what's happening next in your life or what you're thinking overcomplicates things and makes you second guess yourself or what you're planning to do. And so with that said, you just, again, keep it to yourself. And on another level for this card, message is now coming through as other people's secrets coming to light. You learning this and that about certain energies you've been wrapped up with up until this point, and being like, well, on top of it all, you've been judging me and, being way too overpowering with your opinions. And now I'm learning that you've been keeping this from me, or that something I should have known a while back, leaving you a bit disappointed and, again, a little bit sad. They're saying just aligned with the Five of Wands. You finding that a lot of conflicts in your life, you feeling like it's a never-ending battle, you at times having to do all of which on your own, or even if you have people around you, again, feeling just kind of lonely, or simply feeling as if this, the chaos in your life, the noise, interestingly enough, I had to stop due to background noise, leaves you just wanting to escape and do your own thing, like we were mentioning before, but leaving you on a very secretive note, just kind of at times feeling like you have to tiptoe around due to certain people or situations. Moving on to the Devil. Your overthinking is controlling you once again, a very sort of Ace of Swords way of coming through for this. Allowing for your mind to start somewhere small and go places that it shouldn't. taking you to a place of doubt or a lack of hope, a very pessimistic way of being. And so it's saying, when you find yourself getting into this kind of mental funk, snap out of it. You've done so before, right? And so it's about realizing, okay, this is happening. Let me be honest with myself that I'm not helping the situation, even though I kind of feel the need to point fingers and blame people or situations for the way I'm feeling. But I'm adding on top of all of which. So let's just kind of snap out of it and implement some self care and think about it in that way. Being aligned with the magician, allowing yourself to, instead of overthinking, manifest all you desire, manifest the changes you desire once again. Zone in on, once again, some of those skill sets that can be utilized to change your life for the better. And you'll start to see things change in a beautiful way, just simply because of the way you're thinking about your situation moving forward and just the approach, the change of which. And the last and final card, we have the King of Cups. As you move forward, you find yourself feeling more peaceful, more at ease, kind of letting things fall off your shoulders, if you will, allowing things to go in one ear and out the other, and no longer sort of leaving them within your mind or taking them to heart. Or at times you would, in the past, let it flow out one ear, go in one ear, out the other, and then pick it back up to overthink it, and realizing that you're now implementing new healthy habits and leaving old ones behind, while sort of mulling over who and what's going to come with you as you make some important life changes. Realizing that you, at times, being aligned with the Ace of Swords, yeah, of course, people around you have been judging you to an extreme extent recently, and it stems to a lot of other issues in your life. But you as well are very, very, very critical when it comes to oneself. You allow yourself to overthink and judge and judge and judge. Your appearance, the way you think, the way you deal with certain things, the progress you've made in your life up until this point. And so it's more so side by side with, asking why certain people are judging you. You're asking, okay, well, why am I judging myself so hard, so harshly? Let it go, let it flow, and keep adjusting things, keep making certain healthy improvements to your life and to yourself as you see the judgment start to fade away. With that said and done, I hope this reading was truly helpful. As always, don't forget to go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. As well, don't forget to shoot me an email about booking a personal reading. I hope you have the most amazing day, week, and month, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Taurus.